Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube page. It's Rita. I've got a page called Shine Your Inner Light on Facebook and Instagram, and then this YouTube page. And I'll have some products on here soon that are going to encourage you to shine your inner light. And then if you feel like it, you can share those products with others that you want to encourage them to shine their inner light. So I've opened up the Akashic Records of God, and part of this is Pride Month in the U.S. And in various places of the world. It takes place at different times, but it's focused on the LGBTQ community. So anyway, the message for us in humanity. Trust your innate knowing of the beauty that you are and the beauty of others. Trust in hope. Know you're always divinely supported and loved. Take time every day to make that connection and talk to God. God never leaves you. God is always a part of you. There's different names for God, but it's a universal knowing. I'm hearing that you shouldn't be sad, for anyone when they pass. But the grief that you feel when people pass is palpable. And so it's the thought of not being able to see the form of that person again or interact with them the same way. But to know very strongly that the soul energy doesn't cease, and that those people that you loved when they pass or die are actually, you start to embody them in your cells. And that's even evidenced in the science of DNA with your ancestors. So science, not that you should need any proof, because but you can, if you felt strongly about that, you could look to a lot of your science applications. I'm hearing all sorts of things about that because there's a lot of different scientific experiments and names that you can do some research on, and they will show you this, in a science perspective, the interconnection, and that the energy or matter never ceases. So trust and put hope and wrap it in grace that those energies, your energies, Rita's energies, are always continuing. And you won't know till you leave here what that means in totality. So trusting and bringing that level of trust is really important. And so as this virus has made people very aware of their immortality in some ways, and having to sit with that, it's just an important knowing. How can we love more? Okay, I'm hearing that I need to mention something that I shared in the Jade video, which was about a lot of the Africans that I've met when I was living in South Africa had African names that were really beautiful. They were kind of attributes of what the parents wanted for their children. And so I met a guy during laughter yoga this week he's actually, I said he's in Johannesburg, but he's actually in Cape Town, and his name is Love Well. And so God would ask that focusing on the light and seeing the light and the God in others and encouraging you to love well this way, and to think of the beauty of the creations in children, and to see adults as their child self, and it opens your heart more to love well. So what is your relationship with Jesus? I'm often referred to as the Father, but it's not in the sense that you imagine it in your families. And because I was part of the creation of life, you could all sort of reference me that way. But it also invites a masculine in to the name, and I am not masculine or feminine. So what are you? I'm a type of energy that sort of creates an ignition. But Rita, when you say that, people are thinking of like lighting a gas grill. And it would be a hard concept for you at this point to understand. But just think of it as the beginning. Okay. What do we need to know about this virus? This virus is enabling a connection that you have not been able to make on your planet in the past. And it's seeing the connection in how you live on the planet and how it affects everything, from the animals to your environment to each other. Your thoughts and the energy of that connection are incredibly powerful. And some of you are starting to wake up to more of that and how interconnected you are. And you're seeing that more vividly. And there's different examples. Everyone's got kind of a different example of this law of attraction and how the law of attraction is showing up in their world. Especially when they're present. And so the virus has actually been keeping people inside for different reasons, and enhancing the level of presence and inner knowing of different things. Because as you go more inside and take time to quiet your mind, you make a deeper connection to me, and you make a deeper connection to the energies that you embody that are loving and powerful, and very unconditional. What else do we need to know about the virus? The virus will go away. Just remember how powerful your thoughts are. And so the reasons that you want to focus on good thoughts, creation happens very quickly in your environment based on your energy. You're very powerful, sovereign beings. And those thoughts and things that you have that are really almost non-intentional, that they just move through you, create all sorts of scenarios every day that you step into. So the encouragement to have a good thought is that that's what you want to try to bring around you, are those good thoughts. And you can't push away a bad thought very easily. So I'm being reminded to tell you that to just focus on something else that feels better. How can we love well? Seeing the God in each other, seeing the goodness in each other, looking for the good in each other. You all are such critical beings. You critique so many things in your life. And part of it is how you're raised. Because very few people were raised in an unconditionally loving environment. And there was a lot of things placed on you as children to observe. And many of you as children triggered things in your parents because they weren't necessarily treated well when they were little, and they were kind of screaming and just exploring their environment. And so you actually brought up a lot of insecurities in your caregivers. And so that played into some of the energies that you felt from them. So just remember that you can see adults as little children. You can practice writing nice things that you see and experience in somebody, whether it's your partner or your child or a friend or a parent. Just really write down the things that you love about them and just continue to focus on them and see them happy and in their wholeness, because you're a powerful creator. And so as you see things, the energy actually transmits that way, because you guys you're all connected. And if you start looking at some of the quantum stuff that's out there in the science realm, you will have a deeper understanding of that as well, that if you need that sort of resource. But many of you, because you've been placed into situations where you've had to go inside more and be more quiet, are increasing your level of knowing. And that enhancement is really powerful. So keep going back to that inner knowing. Your skin is your largest sensing device that you have. It's your most intuitive device. Some of you will get chills when you hear the truth. You can practice going inside, being inside your body, and then going to your skin and feeling the breeze, or feeling clothing on your body, and then going back inside. That'll enhance that intuitive tool that you have, also known as your skin. I'm being told to tell you to focus on colors, because many of you can't get out and about very easily. And many of you are online, but focus on different colors, because the colors of things can take you to a different place, and they can ignite different things in you. So play with looking at different colors and just sense how they feel. Again, go inside and then go to your skin and just sense how they feel. And then the colors that resonate with you and feel good, try to keep them in your environment a little bit. Maybe wear them as on your pick clothing out that has those colors. And enhances, it's a way of enhancing your well-being and your connection to yourself, and creating more love for yourself. Know I'm always with you. That's what I'm hearing. Spread that joy and that love with others. I'm being told to tell you about my experience of feeling ostracized as a young woman who was discovering that I was gay, and being raised in a primitive Baptist environment where women didn't even have a voice. And my grandmother, who I adore and adored, she had like the highest level position in the church, which she was in charge of the church flower fund. So I used to go to their business meetings with her. She was an amazing, brilliant woman. And because of the environment she was raised in, I was a little afraid to even be open with her and my family at a young age, as I knew I was coming out. And it really wasn't until I was in a dating relationship in college that I actually came out to my family. But what really helped me understand more was I had felt like God didn't love me. And how could God, like, you know, allow me to come into the world in a space where I would be persecuted? You know, and, you know, I always thought, you know, wow, you know, like, my skin's not a different color, so people can't see that I'm gay. And so, like, I always felt like there was like I had, you know, like, I don't want to say stealth, but I mean, I didn't present in a way where there was an assumption about my sexual orientation. And it wasn't something I could choose. And that used to make me like slightly, like, you know, like, why would somebody choose to be persecuted or potentially feel like they could lose the love of their family? You know, I was, and I never understood that. And I was very close to my family and we shared a lot. So anyway, yeah, so I was in that space of feeling sort of desperate and not knowing if I should stay here. And I was in church and I was singing. There were the beautiful a cappella hymns. You know, they didn't have musical instruments in the church I went to. And I had this, and maybe it's this clear audience sense that I have, but I suddenly heard God is love. And I just started crying. And I couldn't tell anyone. You know, and so, I mean, you guys, some of you may relate to this or you may not, but it's just really important to know that we're all divinely connected. We're all loved by a beautiful God and angels and supported in so many ways. And we just need to ask for that guidance, whether you want to call them guides or angels or, you know, referencing God or Jesus, the masters, you know, Mary, the Buddha, like Ganesha. There's so many beautiful energies that are that are part of us and that are kind of weave around us, and they can't, there's no law of assertion. It's the law of attraction. So you have to invite them in and have a conversation with them to assist you in whatever you're trying to create, and ask for the things you need. If you need a hug, ask your angels to hug you. And I bet as you play around with this sensing and knowing with your skin, that you'll be able to feel them. My mom passed almost 4 years ago, and I'm very connected to her still. And when I want a hug from her, I ask, and the outer layer of my skin tingles a little bit differently, and I know it's her hugging me. So these are all things that we can do. We're very powerful, sovereign, master creator beings, and we're in the space of remembering. I know many people are on a spiritual path, but always remember you're remembering. This is not your first time here, and you came from a place that's so abundant and so loving and so connected that it's really just a remembering, and to go with your heart, go what feels good. If something feels good, move towards it, you know, kind of unabashedly. And that's the inner guidance and that's the inner knowing. Just listen to that. You're well guided, you're loved. Keep stepping into that space of asking. And let me ask just if there's anything else that you need to know. No, God's like, this is brilliant, you know, and you're brilliant. So it's very excited. You know, the word pride gets sort of mangled. And so it's really about shining your inner light, seeing the light in others, and owning your sovereignty, owning that space. All of us need to own that space, not fear the other. There are so many beautiful souls that are different than us, and that's okay. We're all connected, and we all have gifts to share with each other. So keep knowing that and loving well. And again, if you like the work I'm doing with the Akash and sharing, please share this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. All right, take care. Happy Pride Month.